Henry original. Alright guys, the Henry original. We've purposefully stood here so that our shadows are over the gun so that you guys can see how shiny this thing is. Like I feel bad even touching it because I'm such a grubby person to begin with. But I mean, this thing is probably the finest gun that has ever graced the VSO gun range.
The grain in that wood is just beautiful. The brass finish on the receiver, the bluing is flawless. The gun is well made. That brass, just to, you know, obviously it's on the receiver, but it follows it back here. It follows it into the dual tang. We have a tang here and a tang here, right? I don't know if that's one piece or not. I'm not gonna take the stock apart to find out whether it's two tangs individually or if it's just one solid piece out of the receiver. It also follows forward to the loading tab here, which the way this thing works, the way you load it, is you run this tab all the way to the forward and rotate the barrel up, and it allows you to drop, we said 10 plus 1? 10 plus 1. 10 plus 1 rounds of 4440 is what this is chambered in. We specifically chose 4440 because it's a departure from what you traditionally think of for, you know, everybody's into the 45 long Colts and stuff like that. This gun is also offered in 45 long Colt, but this is just something a little bit different. And through my research online, I find that most people will agree that the 4440 cartridge is more analogous to what they were shooting at the time. As far as determining what is remaining in your magazine, you simply rotate the gun up like this and you can see the individual cartridges inside the tube ready to be fed into the action. Another thing I'd like to point out too is this has a flip up rear sight for longer range shooting. Flips up, it's adjustable for the ranges, so that's a really neat feature, and that's you know, that would be original on the first Henrys produced. It's got this really big spur hammer on it, and one of the things I didn't know if you noticed it first or not, but it actually, the lever on the gun has a lock on it. If you turn it you know, counterclockwise, it locks the lever from opening, and just a little turn and then it's open again. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of spring tension on that thing. You can see, you can basically, I'm gonna try and be quiet and shield my mic here so that the wind doesn't blast it out, but. Right, there doesn't need to be a lot of spring tension on it. Now, the next cool thing that we wanted to look at before we get to blasting through all the ammo we brought here today, we will not be leaving with any ammo because this gun is just too much fun to shoot, is I wanted to look at the actual mechanism by which this thing operates. So I'm just gonna reflect this thing up, do my best not to scratch it on the diamond plate here. If you look at the action, this thing lifts. And we'll roll some slow-mo footage in here. You can see the spent piece of brass there. That whole action comes up like that, loads the next one in, forward like that, and drops right back down. So that gun is hot, and with that, we are gonna get to some shooting. All right, guys, really quick. We're gonna chronograph this gun, see what it looks like. 200 grain projectile,
lead cast. Go ahead. 1068. 1032. 1063. I think that's good. We'll do the math there and put it on the side, get our average. So just under the sound barrier, which is kind of what you would suspect from the gun, especially a gun of that caliber. You'd expect it to be, you know, right about the sound barrier on a big fat projectile like that. All right, guys, so big slow bullets make excellent mud thumpers. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna simulate some bullfrog hunting here with the 4440. Let it rip, Doc. See if you can hit that mud puddle on the left. A little bit high. There it is. Dare you shoot the one right down in front of you? Oh, that's not too bad. That's not all that bad. Is that all she wrote?
That's it.
It's always good. I remember when I was growing up, we used to shoot, we used to take the 22 and the 17 out, and we used to shoot the cow pies in the field. Now we've just kind of become a little bit more refined. All right, guys, to close this video out right, we have the car door down there. We're gonna see if this gun will punch through the car door. We know that a modern 9mm round will not go through that door. So we're gonna see. And to do that, we're gonna send our brand spanking new toy down there so we can watch the action from a safe perspective. I don't have to stand down there with a camera and let you sling lead past me. So we can get this rover up, get it down there.
Rover up.
All right, let her rip, buddy. Shooting a little high. Not very much though. All right, group a third one a little bit lower because those are right next to each other. Perfect. Let's go down there and see what happened. All right. So, we purposefully used the rover over there at an angle that would not give it away, whether it went through or not. So, drum roll. First two, right here, went through. They missed the shield in here. So there's a block in the center of the door that runs up to about right here. Actually, probably right about this line. So it came right over the top, went there, and smashed their way right through. So basically right where I suppose a person would be sitting, right through, smashed right through, no problem. Left a big old mess back there. And then this one, the third shot, hit the shield and stopped inside of the door. We were able to recover that round. As you can see, it fits in there just perfectly. That is wicked. I mean, that is going to mess up your day. So, if there's any doubts about 4440, still viable. Certainly a viable cartridge. It's a fun cartridge to shoot. I'm really glad that we picked to shoot the Henry Original in that for this video. Thanks for checking out the Henry Original with us. Thanks for checking out the VSO Gun Channel, and hopefully we'll see you guys on a future video.
100 yards.
Done. Well, the problem with having cool things to shoot at is if you leave them on the range, people tend to shoot them. So you have to put them back.
Fetch the plow, Emil.